Who was Pinocchio? Well picked. A puppet is the correct answer. Antonym of laugh. Bravo, cry is the answer. Synonym of amazed. Exactly. Surprised makes sense, and it is right choice. Who helps Pinocchio? Perfect. To the face is the correct choice. Rhyming word of laugh. Nicely done. Both is a solid answer. Rhyming word of hard. Right again. Both is a valid answer. Who created Pinocchio? Good thinking. Gesture is the right answer. Who captures Pinocchio? Strong choice. Mangiafuoco is the right answer. How does the story end? Well reasoned. Pinocchio becomes a children is the correct choice. What swallowed Pinocchio? Excellent choice. Whale is the right answer. Make opposites of capable. Correct. Disable is the right answer. A similar word of completed. Clear logic. Your choice finished is sound and 100% true. What was Pinocchio made of? Great job. Wood is the accurate answer. What did he make out of it? You're right. Puppet is the correct answer. What did the carpenter buy? Sharp thinking. Wood is the right choice. Who was one of the bandits? Valid point. The fox is true. What did he call his puppet? Correct response. Pinocchio is the most accurate answer. Have you ever seen a puppet? Nice work. You chose yes, and it is correct. What's the name of the child? Great thinking. Pinocchio is the right choice. What was the name of the inn? Excellent. Lobster is a brilliant choice. Why did his nose grow longer? Nice selection. Both is the correct and valid answer. Who is the writer of this story? On track. Carlo Collodi is the correct answer. Why did Geppetto jump into sea? Right choice. To find Pinocchio is the best answer. What happened to Geppetto's boat? Solid response. It sank is a valid choice. Geppetto wants Pinocchio to go dash. You chose at school, and it is correct. What did Geppetto name the puppet? Well done. Pinocchio is the right choice. What did Pinocchio sell for 5 coins? You got it? Your choice ABC book is right. There was once an old man named Dash. Good job. Your answer gesture works well here. Who did Pinocchio save from drowning? Smart move. Dog is an accurate answer. What happens if Pinocchio says a lie? Smart pick. His nose grows is the correct choice. Pinocchio was made from a log of dash. Excellent choice. Hollywood is the right answer. Pinocchio promises to be a dash tea child. Nice work. You chose Bravo, and it is correct. In Toyland, what is Pinocchio turned into? You got it? Your choice, A donkey, is right. Where is Geppetto going to find Pinocchio? Smart pick. At C is the correct choice. Make naming words by adding ness of forgive. Well done. Forgiveness is the right choice. What did the carpenter call to the puppet? Good thinking. Pinocchio is the right answer. What happened as soon as the eyes were made? Solid response. It's moving is a valid choice. What name does Geppetto choose for the puppet? Bravo! Pinocchio is the answer. Why can't Pinocchio open the door for Geppetto? Perfect. His feet are burned is the correct choice. What does Pinocchio do after he comes to life? Great thinking. Runs away from home is the right choice. Who did Pinocchio find at the end of the story? Right again. His dad is a valid answer. Finally, Pinocchio is a real child. Strong choice. Vero is the right answer. What are the names of the famous puppets on stage? Right choice. Harlequin and Punchinello is the best answer. What happens each time when Pinocchio tells a lie? Exactly. His nose grows makes sense, and it is right choice. Instead of going to school, where did Pinocchio go? On track. A puppet show is the correct answer. The bad gentleman throws Pinocchio in the volcano. Good job. Your answer false works well here. What animal did the fisherman think Pinocchio was? Well reasoned. Fish is the correct choice. What did Pinocchio turn into instead of a real boy? Clear logic. Your choice, donkey, is sound and 100% true. What does Geppetto want to do with the piece of wood? Well picked. Make a puppet is the correct answer. Is the type of wood used to make a Pinocchio statue? Excellent. Wood pine is a brilliant choice. When Pinocchio and Geppetto wakes up, how is Pinocchio? You're right. Inhuman is the correct answer. What does Geppetto sell to buy a school book and clothes? Sharp thinking. His only coat is the right choice. The fox for the foolish passion to study has lost one leg. Correct response. Vero is the most accurate answer. What does the puppet master give to Pinocchio in the end? N? You chose 4 gold coins, and it is correct. Pinocchio's nose would grow every time he tell the truth. Correct. False is the right answer. The cat for the shocked passion to study lost his hearing. Valid point. False is true. What happens to mangiare poco when you take sake for someone? Smart move. Aging is an accurate answer. The fairy gave life to Pinocchio because she liked the doll. Nice selection. False is the correct and valid answer. What does Pinocchio give to get a ticket to the puppet show? Nicely done. His school book is a solid answer. Who are the main characters of the story? Adventures of Pinocchio. Great job. All of the above is the accurate answer. What happened to Fire Eater when his heart was touched by kindness? Valid point. He started dancing is true.
What is the number of gold coins given by the circus owner to Pinocchio?
Sharp thinking. 5 is the right choice.
In Chapter 8, what does Geppetto sell to buy the abecedario in Pinocchio?
Nicely done. His jacket is a solid answer.
In Chapter 11, Mangiafoco decides to burn Alecchino to cook the roast mound.
On track. Vero is the correct answer.
What is the first strange thing Pinocchio does after Geppetto starts making him?
Solid response. His mouth laughs is a valid choice. In Chapter 12, what does Mangiafoco give to Pinocchio after having forgiven him?
Well done. 5 gold coins is the right choice.
In Chapter 10, puppets recognize Pinocchio like their brother and make them a great party.
Great thinking. Vero is the right choice. Whoever pronounces the phrase, Pinocchio, do not listen to the advice of the bad companions, if not, you will regret it.
Excellent choice. The white blackbird is the right answer. Geppetto named the puppet Dash.
You chose Pinocchio, and it is correct.
How many parts has found on the way?
Nice work. You chose 5, and it is correct. Where does he go instead of going to school? Correct. In the theater is the right answer. Where had to go Pinocchio to become a real little boy? Right choice. At school is the best answer. The next day, what object or thing to grow on Pinocchio's head? Smart pick. Donkey ears is the correct choice. What is the first name of the carpenter who sculpted Pinocchio? Well reasoned. Gippet is the correct choice. Choose the best answers. Inside the fish, there were lots of dash. Perfect. Pieces of wood is the correct choice.
Choose the best answers. Pinocchio told Geppetto, I'll get you dash.
You got it? Your choice out of fish is right. Look and read. Choose yes or no. A man called Geppetto lived next to a town. Bravo, no is the answer. Look and read. Choose yes or no. Geppetto did not want a real boy because he liked puppets. Clear logic. Your choice, no, is sound and 100% true. Look and read. Choose yes or no. Pinocchio was made of wood, but he could still walk and talk. Good job. Your answer yes works well here. Look and read. Choose yes or no. Geppetto was not surprised that his puppet could walk and talk. Great job. No is the accurate answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Nice selection. Contact Narayan Changda on Facebook is the correct and valid answer.